Hey guys, it is early spring. We are first week into April and the weather is amazing, and I'm spending most of my time out in the garden just prepping everything and getting it ready for spring and summer. Highlight in the garden right now is this beautiful Chinese snowball viburnum. This plant is beautiful and it's been in the ground for 1 year. One of my friends got me this plant last year and I put it in the ground, and this is the first year it actually fleshed out this beautiful. You can see every stem basically has a cluster of flower on this plant. It almost looks like a reminiscence of like a bouquet. Look at this. Each single stem produced a cluster. Isn't that beautiful? Now when the plant starts out, when it flowers, it pushes the flower out before it leaves out. So it'll get to be this chartreuse color. And then as it ages, it gets whiter and whiter. So eventually, you'll get this really white cluster of blooms. Look at it. It's beautiful in the garden. The spec for this plant, this is a Chinese snowball viburnum native to China. It is a reminiscence of our panicle hydrangea. Some of the difference is that it blooms early spring. Most of our panicle hydrangea blooms during midsummer all the way through. It is hardy from zone 6 through 9, and it can get up to 20 feet tall and 10 feet wide. So depending on your area, you will have to control it by pruning it back to the size you want in your garden. So you can keep it as a bush just like this, but as it grows, you'll have to prune it back every year. Or you can plant it in the garden somewhere where you can let it do its thing and grow. And you can train it into a tree form, which I think would be spectacular to have a tree form of this flower. Similar to a panicle hydrangea, a lot of people have trained their panicle hydrangeas into tree forms. Really looking forward to having more of this plant in the garden. I hope that it is easy to propagate, so I'm gonna prune it back, and when I prune it back, I plan on propagating them from cutting. But that is so beautiful. Look at it in the garden. Now imagine this as a hedge around your border or your garden or wherever you want it, or just as a single specimen of a tree, like a tall form. I think that would be beautiful, and then underplanting it with a whole bunch of other things. Now, one thing I'm looking forward to is because this blooms so early in the springtime, you would plant the Chinese snowball viburnum, and then all around it you would plant panicle hydrangea. So as the blooms from the Chinese snowball viburnum starts to drop off and fade away, then you're going to have more clusters of bloom from the panicle hydrangea to come up. But in your garden, I mean, you can have so many other plants. I've got Rose of Sharons that are pushing and growing, and Rose of Sharons are beautiful. They're going to grow for me all summer long and bloom. These guys only bloom once a year, so that's why it's got to have that wow pop factor, and it definitely does that. It's so beautiful in the garden right now. Like in the evening time, it just glows because of the color. My husband actually commented on that. He was like, "What is that flower over there?" And I'm like, "Oh, you notice." So I love it when he noticed my garden. I feel like I spend so much time in the garden, and I look at every plant, go through them, look at them, talk to them, and he doesn't even notice until they flower, and then he's like, "What is that?" But you can see here is another one that is just pushing out, not as green as the other one. But just like your panicle hydrangea, how it comes up with that lime green color, and then as it matures, it fades into the white blooms. I would definitely recommend. Now it says it is drought tolerant, but once established, but just like most plants, once you have it established, it can actually tolerate a lot more. I garden in zone 8A, so Mother Nature does a lot of the watering because we're so hot and humid down south. But definitely a plant that I would recommend. This is the highlight spring flowering plant in the garden, the Chinese snowball viburnum. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.